everyone, and welcome back to another Almost Pro Gaming Battle Report. I am Brady, and today I am here with Ryan.
Hello.
And we're going to be giving you a 1,000-point competitive battle report featuring Harlequins versus Drukhari. So yeah, let's get into the armies, and then we'll talk about the mission and stuff. So this is 1,000 points of Harlequins. What's the mask you're using again?
It is the Mask of the Frozen Stars.
Mask of the Frozen Stars. That sounds cool. But yeah, this is Ryan's new Harlequin army. It's painted very cool looking, and I guess it wasn't intended, but I was like, oh, so you painted them to kind of look like the Joker theme from the 90s Batman. And he's like, oh, I guess I did. So yeah, it wasn't intended, but I think it looks awesome. So yeah, unfortunately though, we wanted to get this on in a battle report as soon as possible, so he hasn't finished the bases yet, so hopefully you guys can forgive us for that, but I think even still with the way they are, I think they still look decent right now. So yeah, we wanted to get this out to you. So Ryan, tell us a little bit more about the actual rules and stuff for your army.
Okay, well, they're really cool. They're
really cool.
Basically, terrain and other models don't matter to them when they're moving. And they can advance and still shoot and charge, and they can fall back and shoot and charge. They're just really fast and really kill you. They're great. Okay, so we have a battalion of Frozen Star Harlequins. So for HQs, we have a Shadow Seer, and his spells are going to be Twilight Pathways and Mirror of Minds. And then my Warlord today is going to be the Troop Master with the red mask. And he's going to have a power sword and a shuriken pistol. And his relic is going to be the Star Mist Raiment. And trait is going to be the Player of Light. And then we have a Troop Master with the blue mask. He's going to have a Harlequin's Blade.
Is that this guy?
Yep, Harlequin's Blade and a shuriken pistol. And then for troops, we have troops. So we'll start with the blue squad. They have 2 fusion pistols, 2 embraces, and then the rest are kisses and shuriken pistols. And then the red squad on the end is exactly the same, but red, which means they go faster.
Orc logic.
And then the green squad, this is a weird squad. They have 3 Harlequin blades, 2 neuro pistols, I think 3 shuriken pistols, and 2 kisses. They're just there as attacks, basically.
Okay.
And then the blue squad and the red squad each have a Star Weaver, just plain bare bones. Then we have a unit of 2 Sky Weavers with Zephyr Glaives and Haywire Cannons.
That sounds cool.
And then lastly, but definitely not least, we've got Mr. Solitaire. And I've actually given him a relic as well. He's going to have the Suit of Hidden Knives. So he's going to be extra deadly in close combat.
What does that actually do?
So every time he saves a wound on a 2-up, it becomes a mortal wound back at whoever.
These things.
Yeah, so those are the Star Weavers, and they're going to be carrying the troops.
Okay.
Red for the red squad, blue for the blue squad.
So yeah, that's going to be 1,000 points of Harlequins. And here's 1,000 points of my Drukhari list. I guess technically it would be an Eldari list because that's the overall keyword for the whole army, which is possible, by the way. I know some people are still confused about that. You just can't use the Eldari, Imperium, or Chaos keywords for a detachment. You can still use it for the overall army. You just can't put everything in the same detachment, which is why I have a battalion of Alatok Craftworlds and a battalion of Cabal of the Blackheart Drukhari. So this is a legal list. You are allowed to have an Eldari army. You just can't have an Eldari detachment. And so with that said, let's actually talk about the army itself. So I have a battalion of Dark Eldar, or Drukhari, and it is Cabal of the Blackheart. I have 2 Archons, 1 Lamian. This Archon in the middle, the female Archon, she's going to be the Warlord, and she's going to have the Warlord trait, Hatred Eternal, which gives her reroll failed wound rolls. The reason I'm going with this instead of Labyrinth of Cunning, which is the 6-up command point farm, is because I feel like in this game I'm going to need my Archons to smack some stuff in close combat if I'm going to want to take the victory on this one. So I think that's more optimal to make her do more damage rather than just hoping to get some command points back. And yeah, so we'll see if that works out for me. I also gave her the relic of the Djinn Blade or the Jin Blade. I don't know if the D's silent or not. I'll leave that up to the comments to decide. But yeah, that gives her an extra 2 attacks whenever she charges. But at the end of the fight phase, you roll a dice, and on a 1, she'll take a mortal wound. But I think that's worth it to get the extra attacks in. Because yeah, I'm gonna need her to put in some work this game. So the other Archon just has a Husk Blade and a Splinter Pistol. And the Lamian is just a Lamian. I know that's not actually a real Lamian model, but when I originally built and painted this army, Lamians were sold out online, so I just took a witch and Cabalite stuff and put it together and made a makeshift Lamian. For the troops, we have 3 units of Cabalite warriors, each with a blaster. And then we have dedicated transports of 4 Venoms, each with double Splinter Cannon. Which will be okay in this game, but they're not really going to do much against your 2 little flyer things. And I only have 3 blasters, but we'll see how that works. And then we have a battalion of Alaytok Craft Worlds. So we have a Farseer who has a Singing Spear. He's going to know Doom and Jinx. Doom is, I curse a unit and I get to reroll my failed wound rolls against it. Executioner is a smite that if it it's a smite on a 7, but if you kill a model with it, then you get an extra D3 mortal wound, so it's really good at killing infantry. And then we have the Warlock Skyrunner, who's going to know Jinx, which I cast it on an enemy unit, and it makes it -1 to their saves. So that means if they have like a 2-up armor, they'll go up to a 3-up armor. And it works on invulnerables too, so if they have a 4-up armor or 4-up invulnerable, it'll go up to a 5-up invulnerable. So yeah, that should help a little bit in this game. And then we have for the troops, 3 units of Rangers. So these guys are pretty good. They're snipers, and they're also naturally -1 to hit, just from an ability that they have. But then because they're also a Alaytok, they're now -2 to hit. So these guys are pretty resilient that way, at least when it comes to being shot at. They also get a 3-up armor if they're in cover. So usually you want to put them in cover every time to get the best bang for your buck. Sometimes it's not always the best thing to do, but that's what is preferred to do most of the time. So yeah, that's going to be my army. That's my spells, that's my warlord traits, that's the 1 relic that I'm going to take. So with that said, me and Ryan are going to now roll off for the mission. Just pick a random mission from the Eternal War missions and chapter approved. We're going to play one of those. Once we put down the objectives and deploy our armies and stuff, we'll get into which mission we got, the deployment, and we'll show you guys that, and then we'll roll off and we'll start the game. So we'll see you then. So this is how we have the table set up. The mission is Frontline Warfare. It's the first mission in the Eternal War missions. We also have the Vanguard deployment, and it was rolled randomly as per the match play rules. And so for the objectives, there's 2 in the center that are 12 inches, or have to be at least 12 inches from the center of the table, which is basically where those boxes are. They have to be 12 inches from each deployment zone. So basically they're forced to be put like right there. And then we also get 1 objective in each of our own deployment zones. So I have 1 over there, and Ryan has 1 hidden underneath all of his stuff. So again, this is a 1,000-point game. It's very tiny. That's why there's not much on the board. But yeah, so for the deployment, Ryan opted to hide all of his stuff behind the church. And so that's where most of his stuff is. And then he has bikes randomly over here. And then I have my stuff. So that's like the whole deployment, because again, 1,000 points, very small. And then I have most of my stuff right here. I have characters that are on bikes back there. I have all my Venoms really far back, because Ryan's stuff can apparently just move across the whole board in 1 turn. So in case he gets the first turn, which is most likely to happen because he does get the +1, he only had 5 drops to, I think, my 8. And also, I have 3 units of my Rangers in Infiltrate. So they will come out based off of who gets to go first. Once we know who's going first, then they come on. So I'll do that after the roll-off. So now that we have all of that out of the way, I guess it's time for me and Ryan to roll off to see who can possibly get first turn. So you get a +1 to this. I got a 2. You got a 1. So we're tied. We re-roll. I got a 1.
I got a 5.
So would you like to go first or second?
I'll go first.
Okay. And I don't think I'm going to seize or attempt to seize, because I kind of want you to go first, Because let's say I do go first, all I'm going to do is get closer to you, which is negating what I did in deployment. So, yeah, I guess I'm not going to seize, and I will just allow you to go first. So, we're going to have Harlequins, turn 1. Forgot to mention, too, before we actually get into the first turn, how this game is scored is at the end of the game, depending on which objectives you're holding, you get extra points. So if you're holding the deployment or the objective in your own deployment, it's only worth 1 point. But if you're holding the enemy's deployment objective, then you get 4 points. And the 2 objectives in the center of the table are worth 2 points each. So basically, just try to be on as many objectives as possible at the end of the game. Try to be on the ones that are worth more to you while defending the ones that are worth more than to your opponent. So with that said, let's get into turn 1 for the Harlequins. So we're now done the movement phase for the Harlequins. This Star Weaver with that character in it and one of the units of troops has moved from behind that building and just flew over here. This one over there did the exact same thing, moved from behind that building and over here. And then these bikes moved from over there to right there. So in relation to where my army is, that's where it is. The reason I deployed so far back is because even if I won the roll-off, I was going to give Ryan first turn, knowing that his army is mostly close combat stuff, but now that he's closer to me, he's not close enough to get into charge range. So that means on my turn, his stuff will pretty much be in range for most of my stuff, and I can hopefully do some damage. And then this guy, who is the Solitaire, he just hop, skipped, and jumped right over the building as well. Because all these guys ignore terrain, like Ryan said it earlier, and most of them, at least the bikes and the transports, get to auto advance 6 and can still fire their weapons and charge and everything. This army is actually pretty good. So, I guess we're going to get into your psychic phase if you have one right now.
Guy's in a vehicle, so
he can't. Okay. So then I guess we're going right into shooting.
Yep.
So where are we starting?
The only things that are within range are the bikes, or the Skyweavers. They're going to be shooting at that Venom.
That Venom right there?
To you. Yep.
Okay, I'm going to spend... By the way, how many command points do you have?
I am down to 5.
Oh yeah, because you started with 8 for having a battalion, then 3 for having a battle-forged army, and then you spent some pre-game that we forgot to mention, right?
I spent 1 to get the Solitaire and extra relic, and I spent 2 to turn this fellow into the Great Harlequin.
Which fellow?
The Troop Master.
Okay, and he's the Great Harlequin, so what does that do?
He lets units within 6 inches of him reroll 1s to hit.
Oh, okay, so it makes him a captain, basically.
I don't know if it's worth 2 points. But
so you spend 2 points for that and 1 for the extra relic, so that's why you're at 5 command points.
Correct.
So I'm at 13 command points because I brought 2 battalions, plus I'm battle-forged. So I'm going to spend 2 command points right now to make that Venom that you're shooting at an extra -1 to hit with the stratagem called Lightning Fast Reflexes. So now I believe you will be hitting me on a 5.
Correct.
Okay, so I think your weapon, your Haywire Blaster, whatever it's called, is Assault D6, so you get 2 D6 shots.
2 D6.
And you get 3?
Really? Alright. So, hitting on 5s. Okay, that's alright.
Okay.
And so it's Strength 4, -1, 1 damage, but against vehicles, 4s and 5s cause mortal wounds on top of the damage, and then 6s cause D3 mortal wounds on top of the damage.
Okay.
So looking for 6s. Hey, there we go.
So you got D3 mortal wounds?
Yep, plus the normal damage.
Okay.
So the D3 for 2.
2?
That's alright.
And then, so I'll do that first. I have 2 6-up Feel No Pains because all of my Venoms have the first part of Power from Pain because they're Cabal of the Blackheart units. So I'm looking for 6s to stop that damage. I didn't get it, so I lose 2 wounds on my Venom. And then also you got 1, it was in addition, right?
Correct.
So is there any AP on that?
It is AP -1.
Okay, so I have a 5-up armor or invul, and I make it. So I only take the 2 damage. So this Venom now has 4 wounds, and Ryan has then informed me that that's it for his turn. Not just the shooting phase, but his whole turn. Because of my deployment and how I put them so far back, he really can't get in range to shoot with anything else or charge with anything else. So yeah, I guess my deployment was very good. And then I guess we're just going to go into Drukhari, turn 1. So this is the movement of turn 1 for Drukhari. Or I guess Eldari. All of the Rangers are just hanging out in this building. There's 2 units up there with a couple of guys hiding down here in the shadows. And then another unit of 5 over there. They're just going to sit there and hopefully hold that objective all game. These Venoms shifted over, so that way they're within 18 inches of this Starweaver in order for the blasters to be able to shoot it. And they're also in rapid fire range of those guys with the splinter cannons. And the Venom with the characters is hidden in the back, and the other 2 Eldari characters are in the back as well. So that's it for my deployment, so I guess let's get right into Psychic Phase. So we're going to start with the Farseer first, and he is going to smite those bikes. So I need a 5... I'm actually going to spend 1 command point to give, I believe it's called Seer Council, and it gives a Warlock and a Farseer, who are within 6 inches of each other, a +1 to cast their spells. So both of these guys now have a +1. I probably didn't need this, but let's just be safe. So, so now I'm down to, I believe, 10 command points because I spent 3 of my 13. So now I need a 5, but I really need a 4 because it's a +1 now. And I got a 5. I believe you have nothing in denial range. So that's D3 mortal wounds for 2.
Okay. Brings one of these boys down to 1.
Yep.
Put on the right guy.
And then I'm going to do Executioner, which is a 7. And it goes off on an 8 because I have the +1. So Executioner is D3 mortal wounds for 2.
Okay.
It does kill a model, so now I get another D3 mortal wounds.
Okay.
For another 2, killing the last bike.
Got him.
Didn't even need to shoot at him.
Poor bikes.
Poor bikes. And then, I guess now that's it for Psychic, because nothing else is in range of anything else. So, let's start shooting then. So, we're going to go with this unit inside is going to shoot a blaster and 4 splinter shots at that Starweaver. Okay, so now I have declared all my shots at this Starweaver, and Ryan would like to declare something.
I'm going to play lightning fast reactions on the Starweaver.
Okay, so it's basically the same thing as me, and it makes it an extra -1 to hit.
Yeah.
But guess what? I'm Drukhari, and I'm going to use Agents of Ect.
Oh,
So on a 2-up, that is cancelled. It is cancelled. Okay, so now I spent 3 command points on that, so I have 7 command points left, and it's only a -1 to hit. So here are my shots. The big one's the blaster. The smaller ones are the splinter cannons, or splinter rifles. So I'm hitting on 4s because I normally hit on a 3, but he's naturally a -1. So I got 3 hits with these splinters, but you're a vehicle, so I only wound you on 6s. Nothing. So then we're going to go to the next event on 4s. I really want the blasters to hit. That's all I want, and they're not hitting. Wound on 6s. I got a wound. You have a 4-up armor or invul.
Yes, I do. Come on.
You got it.
Perfect.
So then the final Venom is going to take some shots. And I hit once. This army's great. So now with that done, and my the guys inside the Venom's absolutely failing, we're going to move on to all the snipers. And I'm just going to shoot them all at the same time at that Venom. So 15 shots. So I actually called that thing a Venom. It's a Starweaver, but it looks very similar to a Venom. So anyways, 15 shots from the snipers. They normally hit on 3s, but now they're going to hit on 4s because of the natural -1. And it doesn't look like I've hit very well. Wow. Look at that. Look at that unstatistical stuff. Anyways, so now we're going to wound you on 5s because I believe you're toughness 5, but 6s are mortal wounds. So we got 1 wound. You have a 4-up armor or invul. Which you make. I have the splinter cannons to shoot, and that'll be it. So 12 shots from each of those going into that guy. So 12 shots from the farthest Venom into that Starweaver, hitting on 4s, and now wounding on 5s. I mean 6s because poison. So 2, you got 2 more 4-ups.
Ah, you got 1 wound.
Okay, so you're down to 5, I believe. Another 12 shots coming in from the middle Venom now into the same Starweaver. 4s and 6s because poison. Nothing. And the final Venom. Hitting 6s. None. So, other than nuking the bikes in the Psychic phase, I didn't really accomplish much this turn. I put 2 damage on that Starweaver. Just 1. Okay, so I didn't even do what I thought I did. Just did 1 damage to the Starweaver. So overall, I'd say it's still a fairly close game, even though I've done slightly more damage than Ryan has. But overall, I think that I still think it's anybody's game. So with that done, let's go into turn 2 for the Harlequins. Alright, and movement phase for turn 2 of the Harlequins is now done. Now, as you can see, they've made it to my lines. The Venoms failed me greatly last turn. And so because of this, a couple of them might die now. We will see. And yeah, so a bunch of stuff. All of this stuff can advance and charge, except for the Star Weavers. But everything did advance, and he rolled really good advances. Also, this guy, the Solitaire, he used his Blitz ability and was able to move his normal 12 inches plus 3d6. Well, 2d6, but then he gets an extra d6 because he can advance on top of it. So, and he can still charge. And then you have rerollable charges somehow. Where does that come from?
From the Troop Master, his Warlord trait. Everyone within 6 inches of him.
And that's this guy, right?
Yeah, they can reroll.
Okay, so all that stuff there can reroll their charges. So yeah, and then he still has. Oh, and then this guy, what's he called again?
Shadow Seer.
The Shadow Seer, the Psyker, is up there now, staring down everybody. And then he still has his troops way over here, just hanging out. Mm-hmm. And so yeah, that's going to be your movement. So let's get into Psychic. What's going to happen? Or after much deliberation, the Solitaire is going to do...
Shadow Seer.
Shadow Seer is going to do... What's the spell again? Mirror of Minds?
Mirror of Minds.
Okay, which is... He's going to target my Farseer.
Yeah.
So how this works is first he has to cast it. So what's it cast on?
And it goes off on a 7.
So you need a 7.
Come on, please go off.
Does not go off.
I'm going to command point. The 1.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. So I need a 5?
Yep.
You
got another one.
It would have been so cool.
It would have.
Right.
So how that would have worked is if it went off, me and Ryan would have to roll off, and every time he beats me, and he wins ties, every time he would beat me, I would take a mortal wound. And this goes on until I beat him in a roll-off. So if I get really unlucky, he could basically one-shot my guy. Technically, you can one-shot anything in the game if your opponent has really unlucky rolls.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's the thing. So moving on, can he cast any others powers?
He can cast 2.
Okay, so what's the next power?
He's gonna smite the Venom with the characters in it.
Okay, so that'll go off on a 5.
Oh, come on!
Roll another 3.
Alright, that's it for Psychic.
Okay, so now I guess we're moving into the shooting. So in the shooting phase, the Shadow Seer is going to shoot that Venom.
Yes, sir.
So it's -1. Normally hits on a 2, but now hits on a 3 because of the Venom's -1.
Yep. Okay, hits.
And then it's probably Strength 4.
Strength 4.
So wounds on a 5. I
Here's
have
a
a 4-up armor save, which I fail. Then I have a 6-up feel no pain, which I fail, so it's down to 5 wounds. Now the Troop Master is going to shoot his pistol into that Venom. So again, hitting on a 3.
Hitting on 3. Hits. Wounds on a 5. Nope, nothing.
No wound. So Ryan has declared that this Star Weaver is going to shoot its 2 shuriken cannons into this unit of Rangers, which it is within 12 inches, so it's only -1 instead of -2. But I am going to activate a stratagem. The stratagem is called Pathfinders, and it's the Alatok stratagem, so only they get to use it. I get to declare a unit of Rangers to have this ability, and you can only hit them on 6s now.
Oh, damn.
Alright, so hitting on 6s because of the Pathfinder stratagem.
Ah, nothing.
Nothing.
That's fine.
That was only 1 command point, by the way, so I am now at 6 command points to Ryan's 7?
4.
4. Oh yeah, because you spent another one we forgot to mention to make his troop unit get an extra +1 to their invul. So now they're at a 3-up invul for that troop unit. This Star Weaver is now going to shoot all of its shots into that Venom.
Yep, so hitting on 4s.
Yep.
Because the -1. Okay.
Now strength 6.
Yep, so
Wounding on 3s.
Yeah. There we go. 3 wounds.
At no AP,
No
correct?
AP.
So I have 3 4-up armor saves. Made 2. And then I have a 6-up feel no pain. No. So I take 1 more damage, and I believe that Venom is now on 3 wounds. So Ryan has declared that his troop squad is going to fire everything into the wounded Venom, which means 2 fusion blasters and 3 shuriken pistols.
Correct.
So I'm going to do something that might seem like a bad idea to you guys, but I'm going to explain it and explain my reasoning. So I'm gonna activate lightning fast reflexes again, which makes them an extra -1 to be shot at again. And I know a lot of people are saying that it's probably bad. The math probably doesn't add up, but I'm really just hoping that he whiffs on all of his shots, so he at least has to charge that unit, because I really don't want that Venom to die and then the guys to get out, which gives him another target for a charge or something like that. So I'm going to do everything I can to try to keep that Venom alive. So because of that, I spend another 2 command points. I'm now down to 4, and you now get to roll your shots. So what are you doing first?
Let's do the shuriken first.
Okay, so they hit on 5s.
Okay,
one hit. Wounds on a 5.
Yep.
6 is going to be AP -3. Nothing. And then you have your 2 fusion pistols hitting on 5s. Nothing.
Do I want command point?
Yeah, let's command point.
I'm going to spend 3 command points to negate that. Good old blue deck of Drukhari. So on a 2-up, I'm going to spend my last command point to re-roll that. And it negates it. You get your point back, but now I'm out of command points. All because I wanted to use Agents of Ect twice, and I used the lightning fast reflexes twice. And yeah, so by turn 2, I'm out of command points. But that means that Venom will now live, because I believe that's all of your shooting, correct?
Correct.
So let's go into charges. Where are we going to start?
Let us start with...
So it's only these 3 units that can charge. So back to charging. The 2 Star Weavers cannot charge because they did advance, and they don't get to advance when they charge. But all of this other stuff that did advance gets to charge, all the infantry. So who's charging what?
Let's do Mr. Solitaire into the 5 wound Venom.
So which one? Solitaire is this bad boy right here, right?
Indeed.
So you're going into the 5 wound Venom?
Yep.
So I get my Overwatch. 12 shots, hitting on 6s. You got a few. And then wounding on 4s because of poison. We always wound anything but vehicles on a 4. So you have 2 armor saves to give me, good sir. I believe they're 4-ups, correct?
3-ups.
He has a 3-up armor?
3-up invulnerable.
Failed 1. How many wounds does he have? So the Solitaires now have 4 wounds. So make your charge.
Yep.
2d6 and rerollable. 7. That should be in. Alright, so the Troop Master, that guy, is now going to charge that Venom. And I believe I cannot do Overwatch because of a Relic or a Warlord trait or something along those lines.
It would be because of his relic. Star Mist Raiment.
Star Mist Raymond. Okay.
Alright, so give me something good.
And
That's
he's
pretty
in
good.
for sure.
Yep. I'll put him
Right there.
right there.
And now I can't shoot Overwatch anyways because I'm now in combat, and I'm assuming the Troop Squad is going to charge that Venom as well.
Yep, I think they're actually gonna go into both.
So the wounded one and
No,
that one?
I'll just put them in the
Okay.
fresh one. I'll play it safe. Yeah, no.
And they're in with 7. So this is what it looks like after all the charges have been made. The Solitaire is in with that one, while the Troop Master and the troops are in with that Venom. So where are we going to start, Ryan?
Okay, well, first, I'm gonna activate Torments of the Fiery Pit.
Okay, so what does that do?
So if Harlequin's character has taken a wound,
Which your Solitaire has,
yep,
because he
that's
took
a-
it in Overwatch.
that's cool, but I'll be doing it on in the fight phase until the end of the phase. He gains +2 to his attack characteristics and strength.
Okay, that sounds good.
So bye-bye Venom.
Probably. So let's move on to the attacks then. Who is attacking? So we're going to start out with the troops. So we're going to have 15 attacks with the kisses, because these guys apparently get 5 attacks each.
Yep. So it's 4 base and then +1 because of their Frozen Stars mask.
Okay.
So these guys are hitting on 3s, because your -1's only in shooting, right?
Yep, they're hitting on 3s.
Hitting on 3s, re-rolling 1s, because the
Troop Master.
Troop Master, that was a hit. Okay, not bad.
And then they're strength 3, so wounding on 5s.
Strength 3, but the kiss is +1.
So 4 is still wounding on 5s,
Yeah.
because the Venom is toughness 5.
And then re-rolling wounds because of the Troop Master.
Which
Okay.
wasn't so good.
That's fine. I still have embraces to go.
So that was 8 wounds altogether. So I have 8 armor saves at -1. So 8 5-ups. I make 4. So that means there's 4.
Yeah.
And then I get 6 up, feel no pains.
D3 damage apiece.
Okay, so how much?
3, 6, 7, 8.
Okay. So I have 8, 6 up, feel no pains. And this is just for those weapons. There's still another couple of guys with different weapons. And I'm dead. Do I blow up? No. Do the guys inside die? 1 does. So the Cabalites have gotten out of the venom, and I believe you do get your pile-ins.
Yes.
And so this one might be able to get into that guy, but I made sure that that guy wouldn't be able to get in. That's where the troop ends up after their pile-in, and he's choosing not to pile in the troop master because he wants to keep at least some defense with these couple of guys in front of him. Now we have the Solitaire attacking this venom with a boatload of attacks.
Yeah.
So the Solitaire has 12 attacks altogether.
Yeah.
Probably hitting on 2s.
Hitting on 2s.
So do your
I'll
worst,
be
man.
attacking with a kiss.
Okay.
Because I want to
He's
kiss.
attacking with the kiss.
I'm gonna kiss you. Hitting on 2s. And re-rolling 1s.
Re-rolling 1s because of the troop master. He is
Okay.
within 6 inches.
There we go.
So they all hit. He's strength 6 because of that stratagem. I really wish I didn't wound that guy on the way in. Now he's gonna wound on 3s.
Yeah. Re-rolling wounds too.
Re-rolling wounds.
Okay.
Re-rolling the wounds.
Not bad. Do I want a command point?
You
No.
don't
I,
need it.
I can't do that.
You don't need it. So how many did you get in?
That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And -1.
10 5-up saves coming up. 10 5-up saves. I need to roll like a god here. And I rolled okay. Not really. I rolled bad. And then that's a bunch of D3 damage. So I'm just going to assume it's dead.
You want to roll?
I don't want to roll my feel no pain and everything else. It's fine. You killed it. On a 6-up, it explodes. No. And for the guys inside. 1 more dice. So that should be it for all of the Harlequin attacks. Very destructive. He got rid of 2 venoms this turn. So now I'm going to attack back with this unit of Drukhari that is in close combat with the troops. So after my pile in, that is where they end their move. And now they get 5 attacks because 3 each, but the side right gets 2. We hit on 2s though because of Power from Pain and Cabal the Blackheart because it is round 2, so we get the round 3 bonuses. So, hitting on 2s. All hit. Strength 3 against Toughness 3, I'm assuming?
Correct.
So wounding on 4s. You have 4 ups, or 3 up because you did use that stratagem. So 4 3-up saves. 2 die.
Okay, that's alright.
And that's what it looks like after the models have been removed. So I believe we go into morale, but I don't think either army actually has any morale checks. I'm assuming your guys at least leadership 8?
Leadership 9.
Okay, well there you go. So yeah, no morale checks to take. So that's going to be the end of Harlequin's turn 2. Now it's time for Drukhari turn 2, and let's see if I can bring this one back. So this is the end of the movement for the Drukhari. So, the characters that were in this Venom got out, ran up, and now they're surrounding the Solitaire. This unit of troops, which was over here, they were the ones that got out of the Venom that the Solitaire killed, they wrapped around to make sure that the Solitaire is the closest, because maybe they can kill him before they even need to charge him. So hopefully that's the case. This Venom, which was the one with the characters, moved over there. The guys that were here in close combat left close combat and got inside the Venom. So Ryan wanted to use a stratagem to shoot at the guys that left combat, but because they're now inside a vehicle, they're not targetable. They're not on the board anymore. So that's not, can't be done. This Venom flew from over there to make sure that the Troop Master is again the one getting targeted. And then these 2 Psychers spread out in case stuff doesn't die, that they both can't get charged by stuff. And all of the Rangers stood still because that's what Rangers do. So I guess let's go into the Psychic phase. I'm going to cast Executioner from the Farseer onto these troops. So I need a 7 for it to go off. Goes off on a 10. Would you like to try a deny? Because you are in range with your, whatever this guy's called again. Shadowseer. So it does go off, so I get D3 mortal wounds for 3, and it kills the whole squad, which would then give me another D3 mortal wounds because I killed at least 1 model, but the squad is now gone. Like magic. They're just poof, up in a cloud of smoke. Okay, so then with that done, I am going to cast Doom on this guy right here. So Doom is a Warp Charge 7. Goes off, or doesn't go off on a 5. I do get to re-roll with the Runes of the Farseer. I'm going to choose to re-roll this 1 dice. So 50% chance of for the spell going off. Need a 4. And I got it. So would you like to try to deny that?
No.
So now your Solitaire is doomed, which means I can reroll all failed wound rolls against that model. Then I'm going to go and cast Jinx with my Warlock, and it is going to target the Solitaire. This needs a 7 to go off. And it goes off on a 10. Would you like to try to deny?
Absolutely.
So you need an 11 or 12.
Come on, come on. There we
And
go.
you got an 11.
Perfect.
So he denied the Jinx. So, yeah, I guess that's it. Let's go into shooting. So we're going to have this Venom right here. The guys inside, by the way, cannot shoot because they left combat. Those are the guys that left combat with those dudes. Which, thinking about it now, they probably didn't because I smited them and stuff. But I was being safe because I didn't want to fail the smite and then have them just die in close combat. So we're going to attack this guy with that Venom. So 12 shots. I hit on 3s and I reroll 1s because they are within 6 inches of an Archon. So I failed 3 hits. I then wound on 4s because of poison. So you have 5 3-up invulnerables. 5 3-up invulnerables.
Oh, come on.
Failed 1. So you're down to 4 wounds.
Down to 4.
Now we're going to attack with the other Venom, shooting everything into him. Okay, that's a lot of hits. Now we wound on 4s. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5 again.
Okay, come on, buddy.
5 more 3-ups.
You can do it. Ah, there it goes. 1.
1, so you're down to 3.
That's fine.
This unit of Rangers is going to snipe out that character. So 5 shots, hitting on 3s because they did not move. Only 1 miss. Wounding on 3s because it's strength 4, but 6s are mortal wounds. So you have 3 more 3-ups. So he rolled the dice off camera and failed another one. So far you've been rolling pretty good for your 3-ups. So he's at 2 wounds left. So now I'm going to shoot everything from the Farseer into that guy. 4 shots from his shuriken weapon. Hits on 2s. So it's strength 4, so wounding on 3s, but 6s are AP 3. So we got an AP 3, but it doesn't matter, you got a 3-up in ball anyways. So you got 3 more 3-ups.
What?
And you fail all 3.
What?
Even with a command point, he's dead. I'm going to fire 2 pistols from the Archons going into the Solitaire. So these hit on 2s. And then they wound on 4s because of poison. Nothing. All of the Cabalites into the Solitaire. So the big dice is the blaster, the little ones are the splinter guns. All of these reroll 1s because they are within 6 of the Archon. So there we go. So the blaster hit, but everything hit for the splinter weapons. So 4s to wound because of poison. This is the one downside to poison, because against toughness 3 models, you still wound on a 4 no matter what. So only 1 went through.
3-up.
3-up.
There we go.
What you make. Just remembered that I have Doom on that guy, so I can reroll these 5. Well, I got 1 more. 3-up save!
Come on, buddy. There we go.
So for those wondering why I'm still attacking this guy, even though, or why I'm shooting him even though I have him surrounded, is because I always say, better safe than sorry. I'd rather kill this guy in shooting and take no damage back, rather than rely on charging and him get really lucky on his 3-up invulnerables and just kill some of my stuff, because that guy's a beast! He has so many attacks! So 5 more shots from another one of these units into the Solitaire. So 5 shots, hitting on 3s. Strength 4, wounding on 3s, 6s are mortal wounds. So you got 1 mortal wound,
Okay.
so you're down to 3. And then you have 2 armor saves, or 2 involves. So 2 3-ups.
Oh.
Down to 2. So the Solitaire's down to 2 wounds, and we're now going to fire the last unit of Rangers. And I believe this is all of my shooting, because nothing else is in range. And yeah, so 3s. Strength 4, wounding on 3s, but 6s are mortal wounds. Nothing. So I am going to have to rely on some charges to hopefully kill him. Okay, so I didn't really need the roll charges, and he doesn't have Overwatch, so we just piled in all the guys, and we're going to start doing some stuff. So I'm going to start with my Warlord, who gets 5 attacks, but an extra 2 because they're using the Jin or Djinn Blade. So 7 attacks from my Archon going into the Solitaire. She hits on 2s and rerolls 1s. So all hit. Yeah, she's strength 4 because the weapon gives her +1. So wounding on 3s, but I reroll because of Doom or because of her Warlord trait. So I reroll these, eating 3s again. And I only failed 2. So you have 5 3-up saves.
Come on, buddy, you can do it.
Failed 1.
Okay.
You take D3 damage. Would you like the command to roll that?
Yes.
How many command points do you have left? You had 4, correct? Or no, 3?
I think I'm at 4.
Okay, so you have 4.
Yeah, let's command point this.
Okay.
Okay.
What did it make? I
got
can't
a
see it.
6.
You got a 6? Okay, so he lives.
Oh, jeez.
Would you like to try to interrupt now? So you're down to 3, so you'll be down to 1 if you interrupt. He's thinking really long and hard, folks. The chess clock is counting down. I'm just kidding, we're not using a chess clock right now.
Let's interrupt. So which one of these guys did not attack yet? Which of the Archons?
That Archon didn't attack, the female, the Warlord.
We'll go against the other Archon.
Okay. So you have, I believe, 10 attacks?
7.
So the Solitaire attacking the Archon that hasn't attacked yet, he has 8 attacks.
Yep, I think I'll go with the Kiss again for the D3 damage one.
Okay.
So hitting on 2s. Okay.
1 miss. No more Troop Master to reroll.
Nope. And that's going to make him strength 4.
So he wounds on 3s. So 2 wounds?
2 wounds at -1.
So my Archons have a 2-up invulnerable, but it goes away if I roll a 1. So I have to do these at 1 at a time. 2-up. So that's a thing. So then this one's going to be my armor save. So it's -1, so 6 up. Which it doesn't make, so you get 2d3 damage.
Whew, come on, let's get some big rolls, please. Okay, so
that's
4.
4. So I have 4, 6 up, feel no pains. So I take 3 damage and I'm down to 2. Now that Archon is going to get his revenge on the Solitaire. I get 5 attacks. I hit on 2s. Reroll 1s. And then he's strength 4, so wounding on 3s, rerolling because of Doom. So 3. You have 3 more 3-ups.
This is so stressful. Oh
Failed 2, and it's 2d3, but you only have 2 wounds left.
Yeah.
So that means the Solitaire is now dead.
Goodbye, buddy.
And so that's it after my turn. After I'm done attacking. There's no more charges to do. There's no more attacks to make. I'm choosing not to pile into that Star Weaver because it can still fly and shoot, and I'm assuming the troops are going to get out and do their thing anyways. So that's going to be it for my turn, because I believe you don't have any morale or anything to take. So let's go into turn 3 for the Harlequins. So movement is over for turn 3 of the Harlequins. This Skyweaver flew from over here just to get on that objective and also to probably shoot some of my guys. That Starweaver got close to my Farseer, probably because he wants to shoot him. And this troop squad got out of the Skyweaver and advanced and moved around and went over there, and Ryan gave them the +1 invul because they advanced, correct?
Correct.
So yeah, I guess now let's go into Psychic Phase with this guy. I keep forgetting his name.
Shadowseer.
Shadowseer.
He sees the shadows.
So the Shadowseer, his first spell is going to be Mirror of Minds, which is that weird one where I have to beat him in a roll-off, and he's going to do it on my my Warlock. So you need, what is it, a 7?
It goes off on a 7.
Goes off on a 7.
Please give me a 7, please.
It does not. You don't have any more stratagems or command points, so it does not go off. He can cast one more spell, correct?
Yep.
What is he going to do?
He's going to smite the Cavalites.
Okay, smiting the Cavalites.
What the
Which
heck?
also does not go off. He hasn't done anything all game.
Wow.
Well, that sucks. So I guess we're going into shooting. Where are we starting?
Let's go with a pistol from the Shadowseer into the Cavalites.
Okay.
Might as well.
So he hits on probably a 2.
Yep. Hits.
Hits.
Wounds on A3.
A3.
There's a wound.
Wound.
Oh, and that's my AP -3 because it's a 6 to wound.
Okay, so I have a 6 up, feel no pain. No, so 1 dies. So now the troops are going to take a shot. They're going to do 2 shots with their fusion pistols into that venom, and they're going to do their shuriken pistols into those Cavalites.
Yep.
So what are we rolling for first?
Let's do the boring one first with the shuriken pistols, hitting on 3s. Okay. 2 hits, wounding on 3s, strength 4. So 1 wound.
5 up armor. Made it.
Okay,
now I
now,
need 2 fusion blasters, which are going to be hitting on 4s because of -1. So 1 hit.
That's all I need, really.
Wounding on a 3.
Wounding on a 3. Yes, there we go. And -4, so you got your...
I have a 5 up invulnerable save, which I do not make. How much damage?
D6.
So 1d6 damage.
Yes!
So 6. 6 up, feel no pains. I need to make 4 6s for this thing to live because that's the venom that has 3 wounds. Oh, so close.
Oh.
But it's dead. Does it explode? It does not. And the guys inside.
Hey.
2 die. So the venom is now gone, and the Cabalites got out of the back. So this Starweaver is now going to unload on those 3 Cabalites.
Yep, so 6 shots hitting on 3s. Okay.
Not bad. And then strength 6,
six,
so
yeah.
moving on 2s.
3 wounds.
And the 2 6s are -3, right?
Correct.
So here's the 5 up armor save for the normal one, which fails. Now I have 3 6 up feel no pains. I need to make at least one of these for the squad to not die. I make 1.
Oh, come on.
So I decided to leave the blaster because now that it is battle round 3, my whole army, or at least the infantry, are all fearless now. They're now in morale immune, so I'm going to leave my blaster there. So what else?
I think I'll do the other Starweaver into the Rangers in the back.
Oh, the ones that aren't in cover?
Correct.
Okay, so you're -1 to hit because they're naturally -1.
So 4s. Okay.
So 3, which is statistical. And then you're going to wound on 2s.
So 3
3
wounds.
wounds. Because they're not in cover, they don't get their bonus. So 5 up armors. 3 die. So with that done, that's all of these shooting. So by the way, this unit now has 2 guys. So that's all of the shooting. So where are we? I'm assuming there's going to be some charges. So where are we starting?
Yeah. Okay, so this Starweaver is going to try to get into
My
this
blaster?
fellow here,
Okay.
and also your Farseer.
Okay. So Overwatch for the blaster. No. Overwatch for the Shuriken Catapult, or Twin Shuriken Catapult. Overwatch for the Singing Spear. Nothing. Alright, make your charge.
Yeah, okay.
So now the Skyweaver, who's still on 5 wounds by the way, is now in combat with that Cabalite. Any other charges to declare?
Yes, that Starweaver is going to multi-charge the Rangers in the building, the ones in front of him,
Okay.
and this unit of Cabalites over here.
Okay. So 5 shots from the snipers. No hits. Blaster from the Cabalites. Nothing. 4 shots with the splinter guns. Nothing. Roll your charge. Looks like you're just getting into the Rangers. Starweaver is now in combat with the Rangers. Any other charges?
Yep. Troop is going to charge your 2 Archons and the lady down there.
And is that it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Overwatch. I have 2 splinter pistols. Neither hit. So make your charge, which doesn't have to be very far. Oh, look, you're in. So now we're going to go into the fight phase. All the charges are done. And although that's the most important one, we're going to save it for last because I can't actually interrupt anyways. So to be more thematic and theatrical, I guess, because, well, I guess it's very fluffy to be theatrical with the Harlequins, right?
Indeed.
So we're going to have this guy attack that guy.
Yeah.
So you got 3 attacks
Hitting on 3s.
for some reason. Then wounding on 3s.
There we
2
go.
wounds. -1.
No minus.
2 5 up armor saves. And he's dead. I got a 6 up, feel no pain. If I make this, I live. No, he is dead. Skyweaver did kill. Would you like to pile in anywhere?
No. He's okay where he is.
Now we've got this Skyweaver attacking my Rangers.
Hitting on 3s. Okay. And wounding on 3s. 2 wounds.
2 5 up armor saves. 2 dead. Right, so Ryan, after much deliberation, has figured out who is going to attack who. So this guy right here is going to attack the Archon that doesn't have an invul. These 2 guys right here are going to attack the Layman. And then those 2 guys over there are going to attack my Warlord Archon, who still does have the 2-up invul. So who are we attacking first? Let's do the Lamian. So the
Okay. So 2 kisses.
against the Lamian.
Hitting on 3s. Not bad.
Not bad at all.
Oops.
And what's the strength of this?
That is going to be strength 4.
So wounding on 3s.
Okay. So you've got
5
5
wounds.
at -1.
5 6-up armors. None. Then 5 6-up. Feel no pains.
D3. Piece. That's 5.
I still die. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, my Lamian is now dead. So, the Lamian has been removed. Now we're going to attack with those 2 guys into my Warlord Archon.
Yep. So, we'll do the kiss first. Hitting on... Ooh, yikes. Hitting on 3s.
So, 2 hit.
Strength 4.
3s.
So
1 wound.
1.
What's the AP? In damage?
-1. D3 damage.
Okay, 2 up in ball. Made it.
Okay. And now the embrace. So 5 attacks hitting on 3s. Okay, that's not good. And then wounding on 3s.
2 wounds.
2 wounds at -3.
Alright, 2 wounds, 1 at a time. 2 up in ball. Made it, and made it.
Okay.
And I believe that's all of your attacks, correct?
I got 1 against the wounded.
Oh yeah, and 1 against the wounded Archon that does not have his invul.
Alright, here we go. 5
Hitting on
attacks
3s.
with an embrace, hitting on 3s. Come on. And
wounding
wounding on
on
3s. Yeah. 2 at -3.
So I don't get any saves. How much damage?
1 apiece.
So 2.
2, yes.
So if I make 1 6-up here, my Archon will live.
Don't you do it.
Because these are 6-up, feel no pains. Let's do it. I roll the 1 and I roll the 1, so he just dies. Archon has now been removed. Would you like to consolidate? So that's what they look like after their consolidation. So now I'm going to have my Warlord attack back, since Ryan's done all of his attacks. So my Warlord, because of the Jin or Djinn Blade, gets 7 attacks. Normally 5, but +2. Which reminds me, last fight phase, I don't take a mortal wound. When I use this weapon, at the end of the fight phase, I have to roll a dice. And if it's a 1, I take a mortal wound. So I'll have to do that again after these attacks. So 7 attacks, hitting on 2s. Re-rolling 1s. They all hit. Then I'm strength 4, so wounding on 3s, re-rolling because of my Warlord trait. So re-rolling because of my Warlord trait. So you have 6 3-up invulnerables because you activated that stratagem.
Yep, here we go. They can do it. I lose 3.
3.
Take this embrace, or kisses, sorry, and this kiss.
Okay, and then I believe my Cabalites are going to attack back. So just pile them in. Doop. So that should be 4 attacks. 4 attacks, hitting on 2 because we're past turn 3 in the game. Normally we would get this on turn 2 because of Blackheart, but we're in turn 3, so we're getting the 4th bonus, which is what makes us morale immune. So they hit on 2s, reroll 1s, but they're all good. Strength 3 against toughness 3, so 4s. So you have 1 more 3-up save to make.
There we go.
And you make it. And that should be everything because the 2 models that I killed were the ones that were in combat. So that is the end of Ryan's turn. So this is the end of the movement for Drukhari. All of the, or I guess Eldari, all of the Rangers didn't move because they're not in combat anymore, so they're just going to stay there and shoot. These Cabalites pulled out of combat and stayed over here, so that way when he smites, or if he does smite, he still has to target them. They're the closest because I don't want him to hurt my Archon. The Archon stayed in combat because I'm not going to charge anything this turn, so the Archon's going to get to attack first and hopefully kill both of those guys. And then these 2 guys over here flew way out of denial range of this guy, and they're going to try to smite and damage this thing as best as possible. So I guess with that said, let's just go right into the Psychic phase. So we're going to have the Farseer cast Smite. Does not go off, but I am going to use Runes of the Farseer to reroll 1 dice. Still doesn't go off. He's then going to do Executioner, which goes off on a 7. It does go off, so that's D3 mortal wounds for 2. So it's now down to 3 wounds, I believe, on that Skyweaver.
Correct.
Okay, and then we're going to move over to... That is a 4-up invul, right?
Yep.
The Warlock is then going to cast Jinx. because his smite is not in range. It's a really crappy smite. It's like 9 inches and it only does 1 mortal wound. So instead, I'm going to just cast Jinx because I am going to shoot at it. And Jinx does go off. So it now has a -1 to all of its saves, including its invulnerable saves. So now it's at a 3-up. So that's going to be the conclusion of my psychic phase. So let's go on to shooting. And we're going to start with the unit inside here, and they're going to shoot everything at that Skyweaver. So there's only 3 guys inside that one. This is the unit that ran away from being in close combat and jumped inside of it. But that was last turn, so they can still shoot now. So big dice, of course, is going to be the blaster, hitting on 3s. Ooh. Okay. And then, oh wait, no, it's hitting on 4s because you're -1.
Yes.
And then 6s. Nothing. So with shooting almost done, we're now going to have all 10 of these guys. I'm just going to fire all 3 units at the same time. Which, by the way, that unit in the back did pass the morale test. I took it off camera. They're all going to shoot at this guy and hopefully kill him. So we have 10 shots with the remaining Rangers hitting on 3s. So I only failed. And then now, apparently the Shadow Seer has an ability which makes me -1 from my wound rolls. Which means I can't do any mortal wounds to this guy. Because I'll never be able to get a 6. Because it'll always become a 5. So we're wounding on 4s then. And there's no mortal wounds. So there's 4 there. So you only 4 4-ups.
Alright.
Fail 1, he's down to 4 wounds.
Correct.
Now with all the shooting out of the way, we're gonna go into the epic battle with this troop guy against my Archon. So the Archon normally gets 5 attacks, but she has the Jin or Jin blade, and she's going to get 7 attacks because of that. She hits on 2s, which all hit. Which, by the way, I forgot last turn. I don't take a mortal wound. And now she's strength 4, so wounds on 3s, but re-rolls because of her warlord trait. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 3-up saves because you did give them the +1 to their end ball.
He can do it.
You have faith?
Oh, no, I don't.
You shouldn't have had faith.
It's close.
And he's gone. So I'm not going to pile in. I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to leave him right there. And I believe that's actually going to be the end of my turn. Because I don't have anything attacking that. I don't have anybody to charge or do anything to him. So that's going to be the end of Drukhari turn 3. So again, the reason we're not saying any points is because this is an Eternal War mission and all the score is at the end. I guess technically I got first blood by killing the... what are your jet bikes called again?
Skyweavers.
The Skyweavers. I killed 2 Skyweavers. I believe I killed your Warlord as well, so that's Slay the Warlord. So I'm technically in the lead with 2 points, but it's going to come down to the points over here and everything else at the end of the game. So with that said, let's now go into Harlequins, which doesn't have much left, but let's see if they can come back. Turn 4. So turn 4 movement is done for the Harlequins. We have the Skyweaver, which I've been probably calling wrong all game. I've been calling it a Starweaver. Okay, and then his Shadow Seer, at least I remembered his name, he jumped down from up here, went right there. He advanced, obviously, because he can still advance and charge and do everything he wants. And then the troop unit that was hiding back there, well, I guess there's still one guy back there. Is that a Troop Master?
Troop Master.
Okay, so he's staying there to get on the points. And then this troop hopped over the building because that's something they can do with, I think it's called flip belts, right?
Yes, that's correct.
They flip.
They flip.
Flip, flip, flip. So now we go into the psychic phase, and I think I know what's going to happen here. So I believe your Shadow Seer is going to smite my Archon.
That's what I will do.
And also, just letting people know, because me and Ryan talked about this off camera, he wanted to put them out of range of my guys from denial, because I am within range. But if he pushed that guy, like stayed farther back out of the range, he'd be closer to these guys and would have to smite them. So he had to go in my denial range just because he wants to smite my Archon. So, you need a 5.
Finally, I got something.
I'm going to try to deny it, though. I'm going to try with the Farseer. And I deny it with a 6.
That's alright. And then...
So then you have Mirror of Minds.
Mirror of Minds on the Archon.
Which is the one where we roll off and stuff. And in a way, I kind of want this to go off because it's going to be interesting.
Come on, please.
So you need a 7.
Give me a 7.
It's a 6. So let's go into shooting.
Yes.
So I guess... What's this thing shooting at?
I'm going to do the Shadow Seer first, actually.
Shadow Seer is going to shoot?
He's going to shoot his hallucinogenic grenade launchers at the Cabalites.
Okay.
If it hits,
I roll 2d6, and if it's equal to or greater than the unit's leadership, they take d3 mortal wounds. So it's
Okay,
kinda like
so
a
see
spike.
if it hits.
Yeah. So hits on a 2. It hits.
Okay, then you roll 3d6. It has to be
2d6.
2d6.
Yeah.
So the leadership is 8.
There we go.
And you got a 9, so that makes me take 1 mortal wound.
D3.
Oh, okay, it's just D3. I thought it was the difference, but nope. 1 mortal wound.
Okay.
I have a 6 up, feel no pain. Nope, so 1 guy dies. I think it was this guy that died. So the Star Weaver
Yeah.
is going to shoot into the Cabalites.
Yeah. So 6 shots hitting on 3s.
And then wounding on 2s. To
Yes.
strength 6, to
Correct.
toughness 3.
So 3 wounds.
And 1's a minus 3.
Correct.
So the one that's minus 3, 6 up, feel no pain. So 1 guy's dead. We're going to kill that 3. 5 up armor saves. And 6 up, feel no pains.
Got him.
He's dead. That's the squad. Alright, so that's the shooting phase. Now we're going to go into the charge phase. So anything charging?
Starweaver into the Archon.
Okay, Overwatch. I have a Splinter. No, I have... Yeah, Splinter pistol. No? Yes? Yes, that's what it's called. Hits on 2. Or 6. And it hit! Wounds on a 4. No. So then you have your charge. You should be in. Then I'm assuming the Shadow Seer is going to try?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I got a 10. That'll do it. Yeah, let's put him. Oh, whatever.
Okay, so I'm assuming he's going to attack first.
3 attacks. Yeah. He's attacking with his Mist Stave. So hitting on 2s. Okay, so 2 hits. Strength 5. So I'll be wounding on 3s. There's 1 wound at -1. And it's D3 damage. Please fail this.
2 up invulnerable save. I'm okay.
Okay.
I got my luck out of the way by rolling that 1 immediately with the other guy.
Yeah.
So this guy has to make up for it. So now I guess we're going to go with the Star Weaver against the Archon.
Skyweaver.
Sky, Sam, whatever.
I'm kidding. It's
the
Starweaver.
big venom.
Hitting on 3s. Okay.
Then wounds on 3s.
3s at strength 5.
2
So
wounds.
2 wounds.
2 up. I'm okay.
Alright. And that's it for my attacks.
Alright, so I'm going to attack back and attack your Shadow Seer. So 7 attacks because of the Jin or Jin Blade. I hit you on 2s. I reroll 1s. And that's everything. Then I'm going to wound you on 3s, re-rolling because of my Warlord
-1
shirt.
to hit.
So I'm wounding you on 4s, re-rolling because of the -1. And I'm assuming I can't re-roll this 3 because it should be a wound and modifiers happen after re-rolls. So, there we go. You got 6.
Okay.
6. I'm assuming the 3 up invul? Or
4
up?
I wish
6
it was
4 ups. And you failed 2. So 2d3 damage. I could kill him. On average, I should kill him here. And I kill him. That will be it for, I believe, your turn.
Correct.
So it's looking pretty grim for the Harlequins. All they got left is that Skyweaver, Starweaver, those troops, and the Troop Master hidden in the back. So let's see how this game unfolds. So we're going to go into turn 4 for Drukhari. So movement phase is done for the Eldari or Drukhari, however you want to look at this army. The 2 Psychers only moved, they did not advance. Normally they get to advance and still shoot their weapons normally, but I might need to charge this thing, so I decided to just only use their normal movement because I got pretty close anyways. So I'm not going to, I don't think I needed to advance because I'm going to get to Smite, Executioner, and then charge it if needed. These guys are also going to be able to shoot at it too, so maybe they might do a couple of mortal wounds or something. That Venom flew over there after the Archon left battle and hopped inside that Venom and then flew over there. So now that Venom is going to shoot all of these guys over here. And yeah, I guess let's get right into the Psychic phase. So we're going to start with the Farseer first, and he is going to cast Smite, which goes off. You have nothing to deny now. I do 3 mortal wounds. So you're down to 3 wounds on that thing.
Yep.
And then I'm going to do Executioner, which does not go off. I'm then going to go over to the Warlock? Yeah, the Warlock. And he's going to cast Jinx, which doesn't go off. It goes off on a 7. So that's unfortunate. Hopefully I can kill it in shooting or charging. So I guess with that said, let's go into shooting. So the Warlock is going to shoot at the Star Weaver.
Yes.
He hits on 4s because he normally hits on a 3, but it's -1. And then it's Strength 4 against Toughness 5, so on 5s, 6s are mortal wounds, nothing. Now we're going to shoot the Farseer, and the big one is going to be his Singing Spear. So he hits on 3s, so 3 hits, Singing Spear miss though. And then same thing, wounding on 5, 6s are -AP. So you got 1, and you have a 4-up save.
No.
So you lose a wound, you're down to 2. Then, because there's nothing else in range, I'm just going to fire all of these guys into that Star Weaver. So 10 shots from all of the remaining Rangers. They are separate units, but again, nothing else is in range. So hitting on 4s. Not bad at all. And then wounding on 5, 6s are mortal wounds. So you got 2 mortal wounds.
Oh, you got him.
Does he explode?
Oh, come on, buddy. No.
No, he does not explode. Now we're going to move on to the guys inside this Venom, shooting at those guys. So this Venom, the guys inside, there's only 3 of them if you guys can remember, because they got attacked by the Harlequin troop that was over here a long time ago. And so there's only 2 splinter guns and then 1 blaster. But they are in range of all of them. So hitting on 3s. Of course the blaster misses. A blaster hasn't done anything this game. And then wounding on 4s because poison. So you have 1 4-up save.
Hey.
You make it. Now we're going to shoot the Venom itself, which is in rapid fire range, so 12 shots. So 12 shots from the Venom, hitting on 3s. Now because it's a poison weapon, it wounds on 4s. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have 5 4-up saves to make.
Come on, guys. Yeah, that's alright.
Lose 2. And I believe that's going to be it for my turn. So now we're going into the possible last turn of the game with Harlequins, turn 5. Movement is done for the Harlequins. So the last troop squad, which only has 3, moved and advanced from over there to come and try to take on this Venom and hopefully take over that objective, because if this game does end on this turn, there's a chance you'll get it. Even though I have 4 guys in the Venom, so that might not work. Because unless some of them die when getting out of the Venom, if he does happen to kill the Venom, if that's the best case scenario for him. So that might happen. And then he also had his Troop Master move in advance and get on this objective because it's worth more points than the one that's back there. Since that's the one in his deployment, it's only worth 1 point, while these middle ones are worth 2. Which, by the way, I should give my shout out. The Basement Collective, which is another YouTube channel that gave me these objectives. They're the guys that ran the tournament that I got 2nd place in with, well, Drukhari, not necessarily this army, because this is only a portion of the stuff that I used. But yeah, so shout out to the Basement Collective. They're really good guys, and they ran a good event. And yeah, I'll do some more shout outs towards the end of the video for like the terrain and map and stuff. I know I forgot to do that at the beginning. But anyways, I guess that's your movement phase.
Yep.
So now psychic phase, but your only psyker's dead.
Yep.
So shooting phase. So what are these guys going to do?
I cannot shoot. They just got pistols.
Okay, so then I guess charge phase. They're charging this guy, so let me do my Overwatch. So 12 shots in Overwatch, hitting on 6s. Got a couple. I got 3. Wounding on 4s. 1, you have a 4-up save.
Oh,
Dead.
Let's get rid of the blade.
Okay, and now make your charge. You got probably about a 6-inch.
Yep. Oh, come on.
That's just unfortunate.
Oh.
And I guess that's going to be the end of your turn.
Yeah.
It's going to go to my turn. And I'm pretty sure the game is going to be over no matter what.
Yeah.
So I don't even think we're going to roll it out, because I'll just explain what's going to happen. My Archon will get out. He'll move over, and he'll probably kill these guys if that thing can't shoot them down. These guys will probably fly over here, shoot this guy, maybe not kill him, but I mean on the next turn, if the game does continue, they will. And even if the game doesn't continue, I'll be holding that objective, which will give me 2 points. I'll be holding this objective, because I'll move these guys over here onto it. So I'll be getting 3 points. Plus I have First Blood and Slay the Warlord. So that will give me 5 points to Ryan's 2 if it were to end on turn 5. So with that said, it's going to be a Drukhari victory. So, good game, Ryan.
Absolutely.
It was a lot of fun. So yeah, that's going to be it for the battle report. For the shoutouts, this mat is from Table War. That terrain, that terrain, that terrain, Those terrains are all from TT Combat or Troll Trader Combat, and the stuff in the corners is all from Games Workshop. Also, shout out to my sponsor, the Magnet Baron. He sent me some magnets the other day, and I'm going to make a video on them, but they're super strong, and I use them to magnetize my guys. So they're good. They can stay there. I also let Ryan use a few too, and he put his Star Weavers?
Yeah.
Sky Weavers?
Look
yeah,
at
so
that. It's not going anywhere.
nope, it's strong magnets, man. But watch, take it apart to prove that it's actually magnetized. There you go. It's actually a magnet. It's just that strong that you can hold it upside down and it won't fall apart. The magnets are amazing and they're a great price, so check them out. So yeah, that's going to be it for this battle report. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to leave a like button and subscribe for more Warhammer 40k content. And if you're already subscribed but would like to help to support the channel even further, you can check out the channel on Patreon. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy wargaming!